Hey, Dad. So, Hailey and I obviously know you don't like getting presents, so we thought we'd switch it up a little bit and try something new this year. Um, I don't think I tell you enough, but I love you. You're the single greatest man I've ever met in my entire life, and I know that every kid thinks that about their dad, but I'm the only one who's really right. You see, over this past year, I've been thinking a lot about what it means to be a man. I don't really know what kind of sparked this new recurring idea, but I find that every single characteristic or trait that I come up with that's important, you are the golden standard of it. Selflessness, determination, respect, acceptance, leadership. You have it all, Dad. And I don't understand why I was lucky enough to have you as my dad. You're my role model, you're my rock, and you're my hero. So I know just how important you are to the people around you. But just in case we don't explain it enough, Hailey and I don't explain it enough, we asked some other people who all love you, for their help in showing you what you mean to us.
I was just reminiscing. Happy birthday to my favorite 50-year-old nephew. I'm so honored to be a part of your birthday celebration. How have you impacted my life? When I was growing up, I had Aunt Frances. I loved her. She was the most down-to-earth, salt-of-the-earth woman I ever knew. And when you came along, I realized that I took over her role and I was the aunt to you that she was to me. So I've always strived to be someone that you could talk to and come to, and someone always interested in what you were doing. So I guess you could say you impacted my life from the day you were born. What kind of man is Dan? Compassionate, very loyal, unselfish, highest standards and morals, driven, goal setter, a great love for life, a great dad, and maybe a little bit of an adrenaline junkie. I'm so proud of all you've accomplished and the person that you've become. My wish for your next 50 years is that you achieve everything you've set your mind to, because you so richly deserve it. I love you very much.
Happy birthday, Danny! We love you!
Happy birthday, Dan. Hard to believe you and I met over 30 years ago in August of 1985 at University of Arizona at our wonderful fraternity. We went to Thanksgiving together at my house in Phoenix after that and have been great friends and brothers ever since. I'm very lucky to have you in my life and the lives of my family. You're just fantastic. Hailey and Nick asked me to talk about how you impacted my life. I can't say enough about that. Your friendship, your support through the years, the influence you've had on me, the influence you've had on my children already, and the fact that I've seen what a great dad you've been to your kids and how you've raised them. Also, they wanted to ask me to describe the man I think you are, and that goes on forever. Your dedication, commitment to the country, to your community, certainly to your family and friends, is without equal. I use you as an example for my kids all the time, and I try to reach the example you set for me all the time. You are honest and truthful and just as good a person as I've ever known. I thank you for your service to your country. I thank you for your friendship, for your love, for the honesty and truth you've shared with me through the years. I look forward to us continuing down the path as friends and brothers for a long, long time to come. I thank you. I wish you a very happy 50th birthday. I love you, man.
Hey, Dan. So, happy birthday, buddy. I was asked by to help participate in this video thing and to kind of share a little bit about what you mean to me and what you mean to those around you. Well, I kept trying to come up with things to say, and there just wasn't enough. Words weren't enough. I just couldn't express it. So I needed something bigger. So I've put some work into an interpretive dance that I hope will help to just convey what you mean to me, buddy. I love you, Dan. This is for you, man. This is for you.
Hey Danny, happy birthday. I just had a number of things that I wanted to say to you, and it's been great to reconnect after being away for several years and be back in Arizona. The thing that I wanted to focus on is what you meant to me, particularly when I was a 17 going on 18-year-old freshman at Arizona and didn't know what was going on or my place in the world. And you were just such a wonderful role model. Here was this amazing, wonderful, successful Navy flyer, successful student, successful fraternity brother, all these incredible things all bound up in one package. But the thing that I remember most is your happiness, your positive outlook on life. These are the things that you imparted to me as a young person just beginning my adulthood, and it really shaped me for a long time. Continues to. I really appreciate it. Your faith, your vision for this country, the way you think about the world, your outlook. I really appreciate it, and I love you and value you as a friend. Thanks so much, Danny.
Hi, Butthead. You are turning 50. I always thought someday I'd be as old and as cool as you, but as laws of physics are, I can't ever catch you in age, and I probably will never catch you in the cool department either.
I cannot believe how many lives you've touched and influenced throughout the years. Your high morals, your great character, all those things shine off on people more than you would ever know. Your service to your fellow man, your service to your country, truly selfless acts. Not to mention, your stories are pretty kick-ass too.
You know, we both had our own moments growing up through the years. You certainly had your challenges in middle school and early college years. And I'm guessing you had a little outside influence, but when it comes right down to it, you are the guy that kicked yourself in the butt and straightened out your life. You're the one that became the man with the character, and it shined on you after that. Looking back now, that was a great influence in my life because I've watched you do that And I know that if Big Brother can do it, well, then so can I. Somewhere in my late high school or early college years, I was full of self-doubt and lacked confidence and direction, like your typical kid. You sat me down and said, "Damn it, Aaron, you're an Antrim. You're smart and you can handle this stuff and you're better than the average type of guy." I'm sure Mom and Dad, Grandma and Grandpa, I'm sure everybody agreed, but you are the one who actually showed that you believed in me, and I really, really appreciated that. So perhaps that's where I get my drive. So thank you for instilling all the confidence in me that I so desperately needed. So to summarize, maybe I can't catch up to you, but I know I'm a better person for just trying. So I love you, Big Brother. Have a wonderful 5-0.
Oh, hello. Hey, Dan. I just want to take this opportunity to thank you for keeping our families close, even though you're halfway across the country. Charlie and Jack and Nick and Hailey are almost like best friends, and I know that a lot of that has to do with you. Thank you for introducing us to Fluffy Fresh Donuts, living room wrestling matches, and your awesome smoked ribs. Also want to thank you for being such a positive influence on Charlie and Jack and Darren, and thanks for being an awesome brother-in-law. Happy 50th.
Hey, Uncle Danny. I just want to say thank you so much for what you've done for our family, and you taught me, Charlie, and probably my dad how to be a great man. I know I'm not there yet, but thanks to you, I've got the makings to be a great one.
Hey, Uncle Danny. Happy 50th to one of my biggest role models. All through my life, you've been one of the people I look up to the most. Your authenticity, your honesty, and your kindness have all helped me shape who I am and who I want to be in the future. All my memories with you have just been great. The wrestling matches, the climbing up the mountains, and you're just listening to great stories of all ones I can just look back on and just cherish. I love you, Uncle Danny. Stay sweet.
Danny boy, happy birthday. This is Larry. Hey, congrats, brother, on an amazing first 50, and here's to your next 50 of health and happiness. Miss you, love you.
I'm not a huge fan of making videos, but considering the reason for making this one, I couldn't refuse. We've been friends for almost 15 years, and I've seen all the qualities of a great man, mentor, and a friend. You're kind, compassionate, intelligent, generous, and most importantly, you're genuine. Because of your wise counsel, you've helped my marriage. Because of your example, you have helped me become a better father. Because of your timely advice, you literally saved my life. What more can I say than thanks for being my friend? Happy 50th birthday, brother.
Hey, Mr. Dan. Happy 50th birthday. You've impacted my life in many ways, such as you were always there for us, me and X and Desiree, asking how our day's been and things like that. You always interest us in stories from your past, and I've always found that fascinating to listen to. When we played with your dog that one time at the park, that was awesome because you would always pull it away from him so easily, and I would try, but it didn't work out because I wasn't as strong as you are. And you would always wrestle with us, which always was a fun time for me. And happy 50th birthday.
Mr. Dan, you've impacted my life in several ways. One being when you were little, when you came into my Cub Scouts and you pulled out your taser and you're showing us all the different parts of it and told us some more of the laws and funny things that's happened with you. Every time I'm around you, you're funny and nice, and you always show Chris and I different techniques to hurt each other with and tell us funny stories from the past.
Hey, Mr. Dan, besides just being awesome and fun to hang out with, a way that you've more specifically impacted my life is when I was younger, always making sure you included me in all the different stuff that Nick and Barrett were doing, even though I wasn't the same age as them. And then more recently, you helped me make a decision that's going to be the future of my life when I didn't really have a lot of information about the military and what I wanted to do. So thank you for that, and happy 50th birthday.
What's up, Mr. Dan? I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday and let you know how thankful and grateful I am for you being there my entire life, always being someone I can rely on. And I mean, you played as big of a role as anybody in helping me become the person I am today. So thank you so much for that, and I wish you the best of birthdays.
Hey Dan, so my assignment was to talk about you and some of the ways that you've impacted my life. That's actually pretty easy. First thing that pops into my mind is service. You served in the Navy and the Naval Reserve, and you didn't do it because you thought you needed to. You did it because you wanted to. You wanted to serve your country. That's really cool. Also, your service on the police force. You wanted to get involved in the police, and you did it. You not only did it, but you've been involved as an SRO, bike patrol, you've been in the K-9 unit, you've been involved as a negotiator, you've been involved in training, and probably 500 things that I don't even know about. That's really cool too. Alright, let's talk about you as a motivator. You're a teacher. When you were teaching, you worked not only with special ed kids and helped to get the most from them, but you also worked with student council, kind of the other end of the spectrum, and you motivated them and you created lifelong friends along the way. And I know that from the stories you've told. How about as a coach? I had the privilege of working with you, coaching flag football, basketball, and even a little bit of baseball. We had a blast out there. And you know, the thing I remember most about you as a coach is you're just a motivator. Always keeping things positive, pushing the kids, but keeping it positive. And last, how about as a mentor in Scouts? You were a fantastic role model to all those kids out there in Cub Scouts and in Boy Scouts. But just as much, I think you were a motivator to the other adults that were in the group. You always came in with a good attitude and just involved in everything, and it showed. All right, here's some characteristics of Dan. Dedicated. You're dedicated to your family, you're dedicated to your friends and work. Enthusiasm. I could talk to you about any topic, no matter what it is. You're going to be fired up about it. You're going to have a smile on your face, and that's pretty neat. How about attitude? Let's do it. That's you. Probably more than anybody I know on the face of this planet. You just do it. You just get things done. And how about your passion? If something's on your radar, whether it's fixing up a Jeep, working with Nick on that, or anything at all, if it's on your radar, you're going to get it done. All right, here's a few things that I know that you love. Let's see. Number one, your kids, Nick and Hailey. They mean the world to you, and believe me, they know it. What else? How about climbing things that you shouldn't? Movies, camping, hammocks, especially if it's tied off to your Jeep in a tree. What else? Kansas City Chiefs. In fact, pretty much anything related to Kansas City, you're into that and you love it. Cliff jumping, and we can't forget Little Abner's ribs. Look, these are just some of the ways that you've impacted me personally and really made my life better. It's a pleasure to call you a friend, Dan, and hope you have a fantastic 50th birthday.
Hi everyone, my name is Paul Porter. I was asked by Hailey and Nick to give a little video of what Danny means to me. I met Danny, of course, at the University of Arizona. He's my fraternity big brother, and he's one of the main reasons why I joined Pike. But he's influenced my life in more ways than you could imagine, and as all you probably know, he's got such a big heart, a kind heart, a very giving. He's very honorable. He'll give the shirt off his back to anybody. He's just that type of person. And you know, Nick and Hailey, you guys, I know you know that, but you're very blessed to have Danny as your father, and as we all are very blessed to have him in our lives. We love you, Danny. Happy 50th birthday. I can't believe 50 makes you really old. All right, have a good one. We'll get together soon. I love you, man. Bye-bye.
Hey Skip, just heard that this is your 50th birthday coming up. Just want to let you know that we're thinking about you. I'd like to wish you a very happy birthday there, friend, from those of you that don't know me, name's Fred Sorrentino. Used to go by the call sign of Horse amongst close friends and associates. Skip there has been a true and faithful friend over the years. We didn't serve together on active duty, but we certainly did in the Navy Reserves and the JFAC community. Spent some time at sea together, spent some time on exercises, and a lot of great memories of the time we spent together. All the best to you and your family, and again, happy 50th birthday, friend. Take care now.
Hey Dan, Conrad here. Just wanted to let you know how much you mean to me. First off, by raising the beautiful woman that I love. Can't thank you enough for that, obviously. But beyond that, just the morals and values that you exude and everything that you do. You always have a positive outlook on so many things, even when things are pretty terrible. You clearly care about pretty much everybody around you, and you're willing to make sacrifices for others that go beyond yourself. And there's something that I look up to and I respect, and I can only hope to somehow amount to a man like you one day. I look at you as a huge influence in my life, somebody that's a mentor to me, and somebody that I can go to with anything that I ever need. And I really appreciate you, and I love you, and happy birthday.
So here's where Danny grew up, at 9809 Holly Street. Over here on the side yard is where we used to play baseball and football and all sorts of things during the day. And then if we kind of look up here at night, there's the street light. We used to sit out on the street here, talking into the wee hours, or at least until our parents said we had to get inside. This is another stop. This is Indian Creek Elementary, where me and Danny went to school together. There's one of the playgrounds over there. If I had time to run around the school, on the backside is where we used to bring our sleds on snow days, and or school snow days, where we used to get the sled during the middle of the day. Okay, so this is another site in two kind of ways. When me and Danny were really young, none of this used to be here. This used to be a field with a bunch of rocks and stuff that we used to play in and look for fossils. And then once it was built up, one of the many places Danny and I and neighborhood kids used to like to come to was Fluffy Fresh Donuts. It's still around. I know Danny comes in here every time he comes to town. He definitely eats Fluffy Fresh, but it started way back when we were young little kids. So here I am standing at the corner of 101st Street and Flora. Back behind me is a gravel drive that used to lead to Indian Heights Pool, where Danny and I used to spend countless hours swimming and diving off the boards and meeting our first girlfriends and things like that. This is probably where Danny first got the idea of asking a question that he asked at school one day. And to give you a visual on that, I'm just gonna lean down here and go like this. I have a number of wonderful memories of Danny. This is my backyard of the house where I grew up, close to where Danny lived. And if I swing around here, you can see a pole here in the back corner of our yard. You have to imagine back in 1971, the yard looked a little bit different. In fact, in this corner there used to be a pretty medium-sized apple tree. And back then in 1971, when we moved in, I don't remember if it was the spring or summer. I know it certainly wasn't the fall, but I remember coming into the backyard one day when we were over here, maybe moving stuff into the house or something, and there were a whole bunch of neighborhood boys playing in our backyard. And what they had done is they had devised a way to like climb up in through the tree. This was like a really overgrown tree. All the limbs were, had grown all the way down to the ground, and so they used to kind of crawl through the limbs and into the base of the trunk of the tree and climb up the tree limbs to get like midway up the tree or so, and then they'd climb out on the limbs and slide down the tree, okay, all the way out to the ground. And so that was where I met Danny, or where I remember meeting Danny, back in 1971, 40-some years ago. Okay, so having shown you the house where Danny grew up and a little bit of the neighborhood, including the backyard of my house where I remember meeting Danny for the first time, Now it's time for me to share a few birthday thoughts. So first off, as a person, to me, Danny is probably one of the most, if not the most, patient and supportive people that I know. He challenges me to be the best that I can be, and I love the fact that he has a deep sense of purpose about him, a sense of purpose for not only himself but for his community and his family and his friends. Other than that, in terms of what he's meant to me over my life, it's just been a great ride, these last 45 years that we've known each other. Most recently, he's been a model to me, a pillar for my life, and a steadfast friend. Words enough cannot express how much he has meant to me, and deepest thanks. So, happy 50th birthday, Danny. Go get him, bud.
Happy 50th birthday, Danny. Sending our love your way.
Dan the Man Antrim. Happy birthday, brother. Hailey and Nick came to me and asked if I'd shoot a video for your surprise, which I'm guessing isn't a surprise anymore. And they asked me to record a couple questions and some answers to those. So one of those was how you have impacted my life knowing you. So I wrote down a couple points. Just being around you for the last couple years, these are some things I picked up from you in no particular order. One of the first things is remember what's important to you. You kind of taught me that as we worked nights together. You made sure to go camping, do what you enjoyed, cooking, classing. We still got to take them grilling classes, actually. So that was a point that I took. Remember what's important. And you being a teacher coming from that world, I learned from you to always learn something. Going to work, living life, basically. Learn something new every day. And learn that and then teach it to someone else. Or at least be an asset to somebody, and I appreciate that. You're probably the most moral person I know. So that last point is do the right thing. Which I don't really struggle with. But you just solidify that, just being yourself, always doing the right thing, and I appreciate that. Give us somebody to look up to, and I think a lot of people do look up to you in that regard. Question number 2 was describe Dan as a man. I think we all know the word that comes to mind, which would be super, but that still doesn't do it justice. Dan is a guy who never stops moving. You're the only 50-year-old I know who could take a 15-minute nap and keep up with a bunch of teenagers and kids and never skip a beat. I've never seen you say no to anyone for help. You're willing to teach people whatever you have knowledge of. You don't know how many times, since you don't work nights anymore, I run into people at restaurants. Hey, do you know Officer Dan? It's pretty cool to be able to tell them that, yeah, we were partners for a couple years, so that's pretty cool, man. You left a lasting impression on a lot of your students and a lot of people you come in contact with. Overall, I would say using the word a good man is an understatement. You're a good man with a great heart, and you touch a lot of people, Dan. And most of all, you're a family man. And Hailey and Nick, he adores you guys. He loves you very much. You have no idea how many dinners we've gone to, the pictures and stories I've seen every day. Every day he's thinking about you guys. I think it's awesome that you guys did this video for him, and I'm sure he'll be surprised. So, Dan, I love you, brother. Happy 50th birthday, and I hope you enjoy your day. Hailey and Nick, I think this is awesome what you guys did, and I'm sure he's going to be surprised. Love you guys.
So, halftime. I'm sure you figured out by now what this whole video is about. Hailey and I, about a month ago, we came up with a list of everyone who we thought you've made an impact on or was important to you. And we asked them to send a video, not only wishing you a happy birthday, but also answering 2 questions. Number 1, how has Dan impacted your life? And number 2, how would you describe Dan as a man? So we got back all these great, wonderful responses, but unfortunately one of your old students, Jess Pierce, was having technical difficulties and couldn't get her video to send. So I'm just going to go ahead and read to you what she had to say. So this is Jess. One way Dan Antrim has impacted my life in a positive way is by helping me get into grad school and a new job recently. He wrote me a recommendation letter when I applied to a grad program at ASU, and I start in January. When I called to ask him to write one, he was so happy and eager to help, even though it had been a little bit since we last spoke. Also, he was one of my references for my job that I started 2 weeks ago. I appreciate his time and support on everything else. To describe him as a man, I would say he is supportive because of all of the above reasons. He is also brave and he stands up for what is right. In high school, he had us do an activity at Student Government Retreat where he gave us a domino tile that said EWTB, and it stood for Everyone Wants to Belong. That is something that has stuck with me, and I even still have that domino tile. Whether it was in high school, college, in a job setting, or just everyday encounters, I always remember that phrase and try to implement it. I appreciate all of his guidance, love, and support over the years. He is definitely someone to celebrate. Okay. Onward.
Good morning, Desert Mountain. I'm Brian Swanson, and these are your morning announcements. Today, the only thing of any significance is Dan Antrim's 50th birthday. When I heard Dan was turning 50 years old, the first thought I had was, holy shit! What do you mean I can't say that? Tucker, I don't go to this school anymore. You can't fire me. Moving on, I didn't have Dan as a teacher for any of my classes, and I wasn't a member of student government, but he was still one of my favorite teachers in high school. I remember Dan for his intelligence, his integrity, his fun-loving nature, and more than anything, his ability to inspire every person he ever met. In other news, my favorite Dan Antrim story was the time he said he'd give me a piece of cake and $10 to drink an entire quart of mustard. Little did he know that mustard was and still is my favorite condiment, so I went to town on that thing. I had barely drank a tenth of it when he said, "Stop, stop, you're gonna make me sick." So I got that cake. And I made that $10, and I didn't even have to drink the mustard. In all seriousness, Dan, there's a reason people call you the Mantrim, and it's because you pay high school students to eat strange things. Happy birthday, buddy. I love you.
So what type of man do I think Daniel Antrim is? Dan Antrim to me is kind of the sheriff you see in those old Western movies, who's a white hat, who's, stands up for good. And I feel like almost as a father, he would be like the Michael Landon character in Little House on the Prairie, which is kind of like the perfect father. But what I kind of mean by that is, I feel like if you were a writer and wanted to write the hero and make him good and decent and have a strong moral compass, he kind of inadvertently, ended up writing about Dan Antrim, even though they never met him. So Dan is an amazing guy. I will always think of him as, the troublemaker who made me look at cheerleaders and almost get in a car wreck in front of Penguin's yogurt, or, try to make me get drunk and dance to Erasure. All right, the second part was me, but the first part was definitely Dan. But I love you, buddy, and happy 50th, and I wish I could be there to celebrate with you.
Hi everybody, hi Antrim, happy birthday. Thank you so much for including me in this video. Antrim, you've made such a positive impact on my life. How I would describe you is that I think you are just a genuine, good-hearted person, and you believe in people, you believe in humanity, you believe that we all have the ability to succeed and we all have this better part of ourselves. How you've impacted my life has been infinite. There are so many ways. I am so thankful for our friendship, from being one of your students to this friendship that's continued into my adulthood. You've believed in me and you showed me the power of seeing other people in a positive light and encouraging them to be the best version of themselves as well. So happy for you. Happy birthday. Hope you're having the best celebration. And I know that you are, because you have a wonderful family and friends surrounding you. Happy birthday, Antrim.
Danny has been incredibly important to me in my life and where I've ended up. Going back to the fraternity days when I was a pledge, and he's probably the only reason I ended up as an active. His guidance and support, the fact that he was so well respected there and he was looking out for me, was the only thing I think that kept me from getting blackballed. Fast forward a bit, and that fraternity experience is probably the only thing that kept me at the U of A. And if not at the U of A, who knows where my life would be right now. So, Danny, from small things to big things, you've made a tremendous impact on me in my life. Think about you as a role model and a great example of what a educated, kind, gentleman, and good citizen is. So Danny, thank you for being part of my life, brother. I love you. Happy birthday.
Hey, big brother. What great kids you have. This is so cool. They're doing it for you. I'm honored that they've asked me to answer a few questions. Not very good at this sort of thing, but I tend to ramble. I will try to keep that down to a minimum. I did write this out so I can hopefully get through it without rambling too much, but you can command a room by just standing up, but sometimes have a little more difficulty. Hey, Hailey and Nick, you asked me to answer a few questions, or answer a few statements about your dad, but the problem is where to start. There's so many things about your dad and the person he is, it's really difficult to put into words. The feeling of admiration, just plain love, really is indescribable. Remembering back when I was a pledge, your dad was such an icon in the house. You have to understand that type of fraternal hierarchy, to be respected like he was almost saintly. I know he wouldn't want me to compare him to a saint, but there was just such a reverence for him. It was just such a different active dynamics. You guys have no idea, this man you call dad, when he walked in the room, you straightened up. You were on your best behavior. If you were screwing around, you stopped. Not out of fear, but out of immense respect, which ironically is not what he would have wanted, because he probably wanted to screw around with you. When he spoke a chapter, you listened. You could hear a pin drop. If you knew he was going to speak, or if he was being called on, you knew something great was about to happen, or you're about to be inspired by something. If he was passionate about something, when he got up, by the end, you were passionate too. It was amazing. This guy, your dad, he was as natural leader as I have yet to meet. There's not a Pike brother who knew him who would not follow him into battle to this day, and that's true. Being picked to be his little brother was literally like hitting the lottery. If you could pick your own brother, a big brother, no exaggeration, 95% would have chosen your dad. I don't have a big brother. I just had a big sister growing up. So as I grew, until I got to the fraternity, I really never knew what the whole thing was, the brotherhood thing, having a big brother, being around that group of people like that. Your dad was amazing in welcoming me and taking me under his wing, literally, and being my big brother. So Danny, now I'm speaking to you. If I know you chose to be my fraternal big brother only knowing me a few months, which is fine, but you being you took that to a whole new level. Big brother, as you know, is a fraternity thing, but you have to understand that in every sense of the meaning, I look to you as an actual big brother in every way that a guy can look at an older brother and look up to that older brother. I look up to you. After all these years, with everything we've been through in our lives, like it or not, you are that guy. You are the big brother. I'm almost 48 and you're 50, but I might as well be 5, 10, or 20 looking up to my big brother. I hope I'm not, but if ever there were a situation where I needed tough love or something to tell us, or somebody tell me straight, honest and straight with love, of course, I can't think of anyone else but you who would be there for me and would do that for me. When I'm 88 and you're 90, I'm still going to look up to you. I know you want to be on that pedestal, but with who you are, it's no different than if we had the same mother. You are the big brother here. The love you've given and the impact you've made on me and everyone who's been fortunate enough to know you is immeasurable. One of the impacts, on a little side note, is that old Missouri license you gave me that somehow got taken down the DMV and had my picture and your name, so it was like the foolproof fake ID. You're a police officer now, so Nick, if you need to edit that, go ahead and don't you do the same thing. But one of the other major impacts, and this is true also, is WWDD. What would Danny do? And you think that in jest, but it's actually very true. I don't like doing this sort of thing, this public speaking. I consider this public speaking. But like with so many other things, I just think, what would Danny do? He wouldn't fear this. He would get through it with courage and conviction. That's the impact you've made on me and so many others. Lastly, besides being the role model to so many, you are the moral compass that many strive to follow. From your chosen professions, teacher, special ed, police officer, to everything else you do in your everyday life, you truly are the big brother that I and others look up to. I know you profess not to be a religious man, but to use a Bible reference that jumps to mind when I think of you, you are the salt of the earth. You have been and continue to be a true friend and inspiration, not only to me, but the countless others who have been lucky enough to know you. Happy birthday. Enjoy your day and your wonderful kids. I love you, man.
My buddy Dan. Well, I'm very honored to be part of this very special birthday present from your children to you, in which we, your friends, get to say just amazing things about you. Let me first say happy birthday. I can't believe you're 50. Dramatic pause. Because I am too. That being said, the fact that I've been able to share, these last 10 years getting to know you has just made me a far better person. And I cannot reflect enough on that or share enough stories with those who I love about what an amazing man you are and you have been. You and I have been through some tough challenges in our lives, to put it mildly, and yet I know for my part I could not have made it through it all without you being there for me almost every step of the way. I've seen in you a remarkable man, a person of character, a person of sincere love, and a man full of hope and eternally optimistic. And as I said, I'm a far better person for having gotten to know you. I think about how it all started. Our kids in Scouts, and the burgeoning executive committee that was formed from Scouts, and all the amazing adventures we had. Seeing you stranded on top of a boulder, or climbing to the top of a tree, or forever reminding me that I have placed a titanium plate in the back of Curtis Kelso. Thank you very much for always reminding me of that. But our adventures have been amazing, and it seems somewhat fleeting as we do pass this 50-year mark, that all the fun we had when our kids were younger It does seem like a long time ago. But you are an amazing man. You are an amazing friend. I'm so honored to know you. I'm so honored to share in this gift that your incredible children have chosen to make for you. It's a direct reflection of who you are that they would put something like this together. And I know you could not be more proud of them. So, I hope and pray, pray, that you have an incredible 50th birthday, and that you are blessed with all the things that you deserve in life. I look forward to sharing many, many more wonderful memories with you. I have eternal hope and optimism for you and for me because of many things that you are to me. So thank you, my friend, for being always there for me. Thank you for being an amazing person. I love you, and I truly, truly am honored to share in this moment with you. So congrats, happy birthday, and go Wildcats. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.
Hey, buddy. Happy birthday. So, I'm supposed to talk about how you've impacted my life. You've impacted my life in so many ways, man, and I greatly appreciate it. Personally, professionally, with my family, with everything, man. You're a role model, somebody I look up to. Describing you as a man is you're Superman in so many ways. You're somebody that we strive to be like, somebody that we think about all the time. And I look forward to having many more years of shenanigans, Jeep adventures, things such as fireboats and TP torches. So happy birthday, man, and enjoy it. We'll see you soon.
Happy birthday, Uncle Dan! We are so sad that we can't celebrate your birthday with you and that you can't come to the wedding. But I wanted to formally introduce you to Christian, Uncle Dan.
Please forgive me of my mustache.
Yes, I like it, but anyway, scientists are still debating whether or not it's attractive or not. I'm just kidding. Anyway, but I wanted to answer the two questions that Hailey and Nick sent me and my family, just talking about what you've meant to me personally and how I describe you. I think to answer the first one, what you mean to me is definitely, as crazy as it sounds, just as we've lived life years apart, you've definitely been a second dad just in the way that you've loved me. And I've just never seen anyone choose to love a non-biological person so much. Just the way that you have always loved our family and the friend that you've been to the brother that you've been to my dad, I guess, is just really amazing. I think I would describe you as the goofiest, most generous, loving human being, who is also extremely tough and intimidating at times. So, which is like basically all of the best characteristics you can put in one person. So, yeah, I hope that's a good preface for Christian to meet you. But yeah, intimidating and loving.
I'm excited to meet you. I don't know when I will.
But hopefully it'll be soon.
Yeah, hopefully I can catch a flight out with Mr. Brian and see and
maybe take him to his first ever Mizzou game. Would be so fun. But we both love you. I love you more. And I hope that you have a really great birthday and you know how much you're loved. So, talk to you soon.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Uncle Dan. Hope you're having a great day. Pretty much anybody that shares the November 18th birthday is a boss, in my opinion. So, hope you're having a great day. You deserve the best. I miss you. I love you. You're an incredible man. You're so compassionate and so loving, and it's evident with everybody you come in contact with. So, looking forward to the next time we get to hang out, and I can't wait for you to meet my wife.
Happy birthday, Danny! Let's see, you're Dan, you're Danny, you're Uncle Dan, you're Dano, You're the best friend to my husband. You're the uncle to my kids. You're my husband's brother that God didn't give him actually biologically, but God knew he needed one, and so he sent him you, which means I inherited you, and that's one of the best gifts ever. Crazy enough, I think I met you for the first time, or knew about you for the first time, didn't meet you, but I was in high school, Brian was already in college, you were in your senior year of football, and Darcy talked about her brother's best friend. And who would have known that later on I would end up dating him? And then I got to inherit you as part of that whole package. You're the best man of our wedding. Our firstborn was born on your birthday. So with the firstborn sharing your birthday, that's always been special. And then through the years, the firstborn started sharing your awesome traditions. So we do monkey balls for everybody's birthday because of you, and it's your recipe. And then on special occasions, we love to pull out Uncle Dan's pancakes and do pancakes. So it's like you live in our home in these culinary ways, even though we don't get to see you very often. When I think back on some of the greatest memories, I think I remember probably the time that best reflects the fact that you are in it to endure and nothing could ever take you away as a friend. Probably had to do with Andrew being 6 months old and eating some newspaper, and then a couple hours later, literally projectile pooping out of the side of the high chair. And most people, I think, would have just said, hey, look at the time, we gotta go. And you got on the rubber gloves, and maybe you didn't even use the rubber gloves. I don't know. I had to go take the baby to bathe him, and you and Bri got into that floor vent and cleared it out. And so, yeah, a guy who sticks through the poop of life, you're the real deal. I don't know if you will ever be able to fully comprehend how much the Smith family adores you, adores your family. I'm sad that we've had to raise our kids so far away from each other and only get to see each other once every couple of years. But you are the anchor as far as friends go. You're the anchor as far as family goes. What I love the most about how close we all are, we don't all get to pick the family that we inherit, but you are family, and you're family because we picked you, and equally you picked us. And so for that, we're incredibly happy. We're incredibly grateful. Your friendship to Brian, it'll make me cry. Love you so much. Happy, 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 happy birthday. If I could say it 50 times, I would. You don't look a day over 30. And love getting to grow old with you, and know that we have a lifetime of memories to share together. Go talk to your personal banker and have a happy birthday.
Danny, wake up, man. It's your birthday. Oh my gosh, you're already asleep? You're so old. Oh my gosh. Happy birthday, my friend. Man, you're 50. Oh my gosh. You know, your amazing kids have put together what I could only imagine is a phenomenal video just for you. That is how much you are loved. And they've posed 2 questions for me. If you would describe Dan as a man, and how has he influenced or impacted your life? And I can't answer, I guess, one without the other. And man, you know you have been a major influence in my life. I think about from high school, the positive influence you were. You probably kept me out of a lot of trouble, if I was brutally honest with you right now. But we also had a lot of fun together. And I'll never forget that Boys of Summer and, gosh, long nights up at Taco Bell and McDonald's in Belton. And oh my gosh, the memories. You have been one of the steady, most dependable things in my life. and I am forever grateful. It's hard to describe the influence you've had on me. You are a true gentleman, a man of the greatest of character and selflessness. And your model of all of that has been an inspiration to me. You have lived it out in a way that most men can only dream of. And you've impacted me because you've challenged me to become better myself. And you did it not only by your words, but by your actions. And that is rare today. You are a friend through not just the celebrations of life, but also the tragedies. We have walked through a lot of celebrations and a lot of joy and kids being born and laughter. Celebrations beyond measure. But we've also walked through tragedy and heartache and death. And through life's uncertainty, you have remained certain. And I am forever grateful. I think most guys would give anything to have a friend, one true friend like you. And those who do will most oftentimes tell you that their friend is exactly like them. And I think that's one of the amazing things about our relationship is that while we have so much in common, the things that we differ on, I hope make us both better. I know it makes me better. You challenge me like probably no other guy challenges me. And that's a good thing. I love you. My family loves you. And I don't know where I'd be without you and our friendship. So tonight, know that you have got one friend in Memphis that will forever be your friend, no matter what. And that's never going to change. We love you. I wish I was there to celebrate with you and give you a hug and tell you happy birthday. But know that you got a lot of love coming your way from Memphis. So enjoy tonight. Hug your kids. You are a blessed man, for sure. Happy birthday, buddy. Talk to you soon.
Happy birthday, Mantrum! Happy 50th birthday. I cannot believe that you're 50. This is crazy to me. I am honored to be a part of this video. I want to start by saying that, of course, you have had an incredible impact on my life. I think about you all the time, the ways in which I look up to you. And one of the things that has impacted me the most is not only our relationship, but this letter that you wrote to me and that you gave me on my graduation day. And life can be pretty interesting and challenging at times. And times when I have felt particularly challenged, I have turned to this as a reminder of the fact that someone out there believes in me and sees the best in me. And that's who you are. And that is the impact that you have had on my life. I grew up much of my younger years without a father figure. A lot of the time. That's my dog George, by the way. And you were someone who stepped in and were such a beacon of integrity, of positivity, of love, of leadership, connection, and fun, that I was immediately drawn to you and your example. And we became fast friends, and we worked together for a number of years and have stayed in touch closely since. And you're in my heart. I love you dearly, and I wish I could be there in person to celebrate you. The world is in dire need of more people just like you, Mantrim, and you truly are the Mantrim. Happy 50th birthday.
Hello, Daniel. I cannot believe that we're celebrating your 50th already. Wow. You and I have been on quite a journey over these 50 years. We've been in the top of the mountains, we've been down the valleys, we have gone over a few speed bumps here and there, but we have endured, we have progressed, we have become stronger and closer with every single gain and every single backslide. It is amazing to me, all of the things that you have accomplished in your 50 years. The places you've been and the events that you have accomplished and all of your different lines of work. Need I tell you that some of these events that you've accomplished have been absolutely heart stoppers for your mother. But even though all of these accomplishments are both very overwhelming and outstanding, it is the how you have accomplished these things that impresses me. Through different events all through your life, you have come across a fork in the road where you have had to choose which path to take and what kind of a person you wanted to be. Each time you have made the choice, they have been as a direct result of what you have gained and what you have lost on the path up to this point. And then with your determination, you have made new choices that are even bigger and better, no matter what the challenge is. You possess and are very perfected of a determination, of being steadfast, honest, having integrity and empathy through each of these past choices, no matter again what the challenges were. All of these qualities are not situational qualities. They are qualities that are visually present in both your personal life and your professional life. And most importantly, you're never wavering of trying to guide your children to learn and to possess these same qualities. These are the things that impress me on my Danny, the man, and how very, very proud I am of you. To answer the question on how you have impacted me, you, my dear, have impacted me every day since the day that you were born. But mostly, you have taught me patience, unconditional love, and stamina. But mostly, too, you impact me and just absolutely fill my heart every single time you call me Mom. Happy birthday, Daniel. I love you always.
Hi, Dad. So Nick and I made you this video, obviously just kind of show you how many people you've really touched and inspired throughout your entire life in your first 50 years. And so for my part, I just want to say, obviously first off, how much I love you and how much I respect you as a dad and as a person, and how much I admire everything you are, and how hardworking you are, just how much love and effort you put into everything you do. And I know most girls kind of always say like, oh, my dad's my best friend and stuff like that, but I was thinking about it, and you're so much more than just a best friend to me and a dad. You're truly the only person I can tell absolutely everything to and never really feel judged for it. And you're the only person who, even though it makes me mad sometimes, you're the only person who kind of challenges me in my way of thinking, which I really, at the end of the day, do appreciate, because it changes my mindset and makes me see like the bigger picture. And I think it's really awesome how you raised Nick and I, just kind of always making sure we knew we were never judged around you, and how you taught us like empathy and how to have like the right morals and how to treat people. Your famous quote, treat others the way you want to be treated. And that to me means a lot, because I don't think a lot of people are raised that way anymore. It's not really focused on treating people and being a good person and stuff like that. And that, I think, I know you've instilled that upon me is really, really, really important and means a lot. And I know going through high school, we had kind of our ups and downs of us fighting, stuff like that. And I know when you gave me this necklace on my 21st birthday, you just wrote it in the card too, how we really, we have such a, stronger bond than anyone I know, because we did kind of like save each other going through that whole entire episode in middle school and high school. And I know you are the only reason I made it, or I am the way I am today. So thank you for that, because I know I could have gone a totally separate route and it would not have been good. So for that, you are my hero. That alone to me just means so much. The fact that you helped me get through the hardest time in my life, and you helped me make it into a better situation. I know a lot of people always say like, oh yeah, like my dad's the best, stuff like that. And yeah, they can think that, but when I say it and when Nick says it, everyone knows that it's true, that we do have the best dad. And that to me is like unbelievable, indescribable feeling, just knowing that so many people, even though they just meet you once, like that one time you came to cook dinner for me and my roommates and my friends, everyone was like talking about how amazing you were and how nice you were and how you just seemed like the greatest guy and stuff like that. So that makes me so proud to be your daughter and to be able to call you my dad. Another thing that makes me proud is just how you've kind of made this life for Nick and I, where we have, I know now at my age, I am friends with all of your friends, kind of. And I think that's so different and so cool, because like this summer we went to go stay with Uncle David, stuff like that, and then I was comfortable enough to go back and visit him just with Cameron and I. And I think that's so different, like the fact that we have like Uncle Dave, Uncle Brian, like the list goes on of people who were your friends through like college, you're growing up and stuff like that, and now they've become our family. And so thank you for that, because I don't know anyone else who has a family like that. So I know this video has been an hour or something long, like a movie, but we hope that you kind of got out of it what we tried to make it kind of apparent, that you are a hero and you are the person that everyone kind of strives to be like. And so many people respect you and love you and look up to you in so many different ways. And yeah, I'm so proud to be your daughter and be able to call you my best friend. And I know my one big goal in life, besides getting a job and stuff like that, is to make you proud. So I love you so much, Dad, and happy 50th birthday.